Taste to Consider podcast. We back for another episode. Back for another episode. I had to do some adjustments. I just finished recording another taste review, drink edition on YouTube. Check it out. If you're not subscribed, a Taste to Consider network, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. That brings more attention, more awareness to the show. Do it. Share, comment, all that good stuff. Shout out to all the people who liked, commented, shared the last podcast episode, and all the people who have been checking out all the taste reviews, drink edition. I appreciate you. Yes, we are back for another episode. Yes. You knew last week I was like, don't hold me to it. But I'm back. I'm back for another episode. Taste to Consider podcast. Let me officially introduce the show. Let's go. It's a Taste to Consider podcast. I'm your host, Derek Silver, and we are back for another episode. Let me get all this stuff together, because, even though I've been doing this since 2017, them breaks be feeling like centuries when, shit, even a week off used to feel like a century getting myself together. So, yeah. I'm back for another episode. I'm feeling good. Just finished doing the taste review drink edition, new episode. I'm enjoying doing those, not even concerned about, views, likes, all that good stuff. It helps, I love recording the show. I love trying new whiskeys. So, yeah, I love doing that show, definitely. And I appreciate all the support with that show, all the views, the likes, the donations, all that good stuff, the recommendations, the comments. I appreciate all that stuff, because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I hope, to go further with, trying more whiskeys, getting out there, going to more distilleries and stuff like that. Because even before I started recording that show, I was hitting up distilleries and stuff like that, and just getting into the whole process of distillation of whiskey, and the different taste of whiskey, and it's just so many damn whiskeys and bourbons and stuff out there. So all bourbons are whiskeys, but all whiskeys aren't bourbons. I know that might not make sense to the average person who isn't into whiskeys and stuff like that, but follow the show. You'll get that education. You know what I'm saying? It's a it's an interesting experience. Tasting all the, because it's not just me drinking to get buzzed or to get drunk or whatever. Stuff that I was doing in my 20s and stuff like that when I was going to the clubs and stuff like that. It's really about, appreciating the process and the craftsmanship of distilling whiskey. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. It is definitely an enjoyable hobby of mine, and you know, just enjoying it. I don't have nothing that much to say about it. So we back for another episode. Yeah, I definitely had a great time recording. Don't hold me to it. it came out really good. The response was really good. The response was great. Coming back, uh, I know I've been gone for a minute, and um, so it feels good. It feels good to be back. I got that fire back inside of me. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to be back for another episode. Um, so we here. What this episode would be titled, I don't know, but we got some things to discuss. So you see, I'm still coming off of the taste review show. Um, yeah, I'm not drunk, I'm not buzzed or anything. So yeah, if I'm just kind of all over the place, I'm still trying to get my feet grounded back into the podcast world. I did kind of a sort of a show list. But yeah, I'm still kind of like trying to get myself together. And we'll see how this show goes. Now, let me start because it's been some interesting things happen. There's been some interesting things happen. I wrote it on paper as well as, what I'm saying, I created a new list. I deleted all the old stuff that I had from when I was previously recording. Like, I deleted a lot of videos, a lot of screenshots and stuff like that. It was like over like 300 items that I deleted off of my phone. I gave myself like a clean slate, and I still got stuff to delete. So I got to go through and delete all that stuff. So let's start off with this right here, because I even forgot about this until I went into my new list and I saw I saw this. This was the top of the list. So no, I ain't even gonna start there. Let me start right here. All right. So last episode, what I'm saying, I talked about how I was trying to, change where I was at, and while I was gone for so long, I was trying to ground myself. I was trying to, get my connection with God together. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to just get more focused and grounded into, God, the word, my relationship with God and stuff like that, and my relationship with self or whatever. And just, going back on things that, my mentor said to me that I should think about doing. And even my therapist said, when I was going to therapy and stuff like that, and they were saying, try to, get into organizations where I'm helping people and stuff like that. And that's always been a thing of mine. So it's never been like, this is not like the first time that I've heard this or I've done this, but it's just kind of like getting back into it or reconnecting with it. And last episode, I talked about how, I was invited to be a part of a mentorship peer group. And that mentorship peer group that I've been a part of, and I started last week. This mentorship peer group is part of a prominent HBCU, and is for young black men. And I was invited to be a part of it, and this is my second week going. And even after the first week that I went to one of the meetings, I noticed that, a lot of the young black men that were a part of it, and just my overall experience with, focusing and seeing young black men in certain spaces, that these young black men need examples of us older black men to be in these spaces, to encourage them, to give them examples of confident black men, assertive black men. Because one of the things that particularly stood out to me when I was sitting back and just analyzing the room, was that a lot of these young black men, they're timid. They don't necessarily hold eye contact when they speak. From what I'm getting, they're lacking some confidence. They're lacking structure. They're lacking discipline. So I feel as though like we need more examples of older black men to give these examples, these images to these young black men, and just just to be in their presence, to speak to them, because there's a lot of young black men out here that want to grow, they want to evolve, they want to learn, they want to be a part of groups that are of black men that's like themselves. They want to have like-minded experiences. And I was just thinking, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? All these images and stuff out there of negative black men that they're getting. So it's easily that they can fall into a trap of, wanting to live this type of life, or wanting to be cool, or thinking that this image is cool, whether it's on TV, movies, social media, reality TV, rap music, whatever. There's a lot of young black men that want to have like-minded experiences on the positive side, but there aren't enough positive black male images to give them that encouragement, to give them that leadership, to give them that assertiveness, that confidence in themselves. And being a part of this mentorship peer group at this HBCU has shown me that even with them being on the quote unquote right path, getting the education and stuff like that, there's still a lot of things that they need to learn or experience, or to see, to encourage them to keep growing or to keep evolving. And us as older black men, I'm an older black man, and we need to keep giving them those type of examples. We need to step up and to be in these different spaces to give these young black men a chance to, speak their feelings, their grievances, inquire certain things, just be in open spaces where they don't feel as though that they'll be judged because of mainstream images, and they can actually, feel as though that they can gel with other young black men, and feel as though that they're involved or accepted. So that's one of the things that I've picked up, being a part of this group so far, and I'm excited about it. I feel as though that's, where God has been calling me for the past couple of years. And when the opportunity opened up, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hesitant, but I knew it was the right thing for me to do. I knew that it was what God was telling me to do, but my own self was trying to fight against it. But eventually I had to step away from that and just follow God's excuse me, burp number or whatever. But I had to, follow God's calling, and, just step up. I had to step up. And not only is it me being a part of something that's helping them, it's also helping myself as well. And that's one of the things that I took from that. And I'm excited about it. I can't wait to, to keep going with it. Um and yeah, us as black men, we gotta step up and start reaching out to the young black men that's actually open to, you know, receiving this stuff. But let's move on. Like I said, I got topics, and let's start with the first topic that I had. And this one right here, it's this chef. He was big. He he is big on the internet, social media. I forgot his name. But he got caught up into into some stuff. He's become pretty popular over the past couple of years. He recently opened up a restaurant in my area, the DC area. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna play this video, and it's kind of explaining the whole drama. And for a while, like it was being talked about on Twitter, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, what chef are they talking about? I was like, what the hell is this going on? But finally, I found a video that was explaining everything, and I was like, damn, dude got caught up. So let me play this video, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Love that you curated the menu that makes it more special. I'm such a foodie, or at least
All right, so I gotta play it from the beginning. I already had it queued up, and it kind of went further. So let me start from the beginning. So forget what you heard so far. Let me start from the beginning.
you about three oxtail recipes away from getting a divorce because using your new restaurant to get the draws has to be on the top of the list of the craziest things men have done to get laid. Maybe it ain't safe, not even for the chefs. Now, I was over on Twitter minding y'all business and I saw this post by somebody by the name of Ace. And she said, y'all favorite chef went out sad in my DMs yesterday and then got mad when I blocked him on everything. Like, I'm tired and I'm unimpressed. Now, to make a long story short, she blocked him because she found out he was married, but that was after he was flirting with her. And she posted a DM, so let's read his DM. Oh, he sent her this fire emoji, and I'm assuming she posted something in her story that he liked. And then she replied back and said, your food is amazing. Now, he replied back and said, I just opened a restaurant in DC. You should come check it out, which sounds like him promoting his restaurant. Very innocent. And then he replied back to her first statement and said, thank you. He replied back and said, I seriously need to. I was checking out your website. It looks fantastic. What's your favorite item on the menu? Now he goes on to say, thank you. I did a whole menu, so it's tough to have a favorite. The oxtail meatballs, fried snapper, oysters, gumbo, the garlic noodles are some of my favorites though. Let me know when you want to come. I'd love to meet you sometime. That's when he getting a little greasy. And she replied back and said, that's incredible. I honestly love that you curated the menu that makes it more special. I'm such a foodie, or at least that's what I tell myself, LOL. Now she replied back and said, I just love to try new restaurants and I used to work in a few during college. So that's where my interest comes from. I think so. I think also, my bad. I think you pause to read the last statement, but she basically says she's going to invite her friend. And then she asked him, what's a good day to come? He said, our busiest days are on the weekends, obviously. So if you want to avoid the crowd, I'd say come on the weeknight. He said, I'm leaving today and I won't be back until Tuesday or Wednesday, but you're welcome to go without me there. She sent the crying emojis and she said, well, I want to meet the man behind the magic, which is cute, right? And then she says, so I'll have to postpone until next week. He said, perfect. I want to meet you too, with the eyeball emoji. Now, I guess she had did some sleuthing because she found out he was married and then she blocked him on everything, but not before she posted it on IG and other women came forward. Now, somebody by the name of Queenie's World said, he recently asked to fly me out, and when I questioned him about being married, he blocked me. I hope his wife finds out. We need to start exposing these losers. Yes, you do. Queenie recently posted her DMs and he said, where are you from? She said, hey, I'm from Canada. He said, let me bring you to America, LOL. She said, I've been to America. He said, not to see me though. Man, it's trifling. She said, and who are you? He said, well, damn. He said, that's not very nice. She said, ain't you married? LOL, I'm confused. You no longer can see direct messages to this person. Because he blocked her. And she showed where it says that she was blocked. Y'all, I wish that was it. I do, but it's not. There's more women. Now he liked one of her posts. It's a cute post.
Okay, so the dude name, the chef name is Mr. Make It Happen. He a white dude, do a little chefing on social media. But let me finish playing the video. It's not that much left.
And then she sent him the googly eyes. And then she said, what's crazy is like, now I've definitely seen your videos on TikTok and saved a bunch. She goes on to say, didn't realize you followed me on Twitter. Now I'm honored, like, with a crying emoji. And he replied back and said, I'm glad you see my stuff. And then he said, of course I followed you on Twitter. You're fine AF. I guess she finds out he's married because she has him blocked. Like I said, he about 3 oxtail recipes away from getting divorced.
So it's two things. Fame for a dude or just a person in general that has never gotten a lot of attention is a hell of a drug. Second, you got to be careful with, you know what I'm saying, like married girlfriend, married boyfriend, whatever. Like, it's legit people, particularly women. I'm gonna be straight up. It's particularly women that's out here. They want to go viral with these type of situations. So he effed up in a in a couple of ways. From him just never having. I'm just going to assume that I'm right with this one right here. That he never got this type of attention before. He got his fame from being from chefing on social media and stuff like that. So yeah, you getting that attention. You know you want to test the waters. I didn't even know he was married either, but I didn't even care. So yeah, it is what it is. But secondly, it's a lot of women out here that want to go viral and get a lot of attention on social media. And they do shit like this. They will try to get dudes hemmed up so they can post and do stuff like this. So he effed up right there. Like, come on, bruh. And I don't know what happened since all of this stuff has been going on, but it caught my eye because like the conversation was just going crazy on Twitter, and I was just like, what the hell are people talking about? They kept talking about some chef getting caught up and stuff like that. And then I finally came across this video and I was just like, wow. So yeah, that social media um celebrity that getting famous off of that and stuff like that, and for people who ain't used to getting attention and stuff, is just a hell of a drug. Man, my man was trying to fly some people out to DC to eat and to eat. But man, moving on. So speaking of social media and social media influencers and stuff, if you haven't heard already by the time you listening or watching this episode, this dude Ashton Hall, he's a personal trainer. And the crazy thing about it is, I was following this dude before he even went viral because I love working out, I love lifting weights and stuff like that. So I follow certain dudes that lift weights and stuff like that. You know, so because that's just what I'm into. I like seeing certain workouts. You know, I piggyback off of certain workouts that they do and stuff like that. And he was just one of the ones that I started following. And I started following him some years ago. I can't even say when it was. That's how long I've been following him. But he recently went viral. And I actually saw it on Twitter. But he's been going viral on all social media platforms. So what he was going viral for was his morning routine. So his morning routine started at 3:52 a.m. in the morning, and he was going through his various things that he do in the morning, where he was brushing his teeth and doing plunging his face in ice water that helps with the nervous system and stuff like that. And he was doing little small workouts and eating breakfast and on video calls and stuff like that, and he went viral for it. And people was making all these comedic videos imitating him, and like it blew up so much where he gained like 2 million more followers on his Instagram account. Like he was like 7 million followers, now he's like 9 million followers. And it was just funny to see all the videos that people was doing, the comedic videos and all these other type of videos people was doing, these videos where they was basically analyzing everything that he was doing in his morning routine and stuff like that. It got to the point where even like celebrities was making videos about his morning routine and stuff. So he definitely got the reaction that he wanted, the viral reaction of, you know, his morning routine and stuff. So it definitely was entertaining to see this. But I just was like, you know, just like when I first started following him, he was just strictly doing like workouts, gym workouts and stuff like that. But then when he went viral, and like I said, I haven't been on social media for some months. So I haven't been seeing anything that he was posting. Um so when I got back on Instagram and stuff, I went to his page when he went viral, and I started looking at his most recent videos. And from the time that I've been off of social media, that was probably like August of last year, all the way up to now on Instagram. And his total, all his whole, I don't, everything he's been doing has totally changed. Like he don't even be posting like gym videos no more where he's working out. Everything is about morning routines or lifestyle type stuff. So he's basically went from, you know, being a online trainer, so to speak, to a lifestyle influencer. And that's one of the things that is people can get so caught up into, seeing people doing their lifestyle influencing stuff, because they think that that's something that these people be doing every day, and that they can do it and have the same success as the person who's selling them this, because they only selling you this so they can make money. And not to say, you know, that Ashton Hall isn't necessarily doing this every morning. He could be doing this, but I seriously doubt it. And the performative aspect of these videos shows you that it's not something that is realistic. And it's one of the traps with social media, is that people will sell you this lifestyle, whether it be, you know, how they make money, how their relationship is, or how they, you know, how their mental health is, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's all about this influence that they're trying to sell you so they can make money off of. And you know what I'm saying? That's their prerogative. That's their business. If they're trying to sell you this, and whether it's true or not, it don't matter to me. It matters to whether you believe it or not, and you want to spend your money, you know, to try to achieve that same lifestyle, or you giving them their likes and follows and stuff like that. Because either way, they're making money off of it somehow, some way. Somehow, some way, we're going to get through this life someday. But yeah, but it was a video that he posted with him going crazy viral, and I'm gonna see if I have it somewhere. I think I got it somewhere, and let me here you go, right here. He responded to all, you know, his morning routine going viral. So let me play this video right here. I thought it was interesting, and a lot of people was making fun of this video as well.
Either going to be a leader or a
All right, let me excuse me, burp number whatever it is. And let me start the video over. Let me prep it. Here we go.
I came here to address the nonsense. So many videos are being sent to me, duplicates of my videos. This is for the creators that are sick and tired of their work being copied. Listen to me well. You're either going to be a leader or a follower, and it's okay to be either one, but you have to choose. If you're going to be a leader, people are going to follow you. What is the issue? I realized that God has me here to lead, not to follow anyone, so that's what I'm gonna do. When I see somebody following the way, I should be hyped. Now, I'm not perfect by any means. I used to get pissed off. The running videos, the ASMR workouts, I'm not gonna act like I'm a saint. I used to block anybody who was doing anything similar to me. That was me. I'm blocking them. Screw them. How could they copy my work? I worked so hard for this. What's wrong with this dude? Why do the same thing as me? What is up? Then I realized, bro, like, people follow Jesus. Why? Because he was great. As a Christian man, why are you angry if they're following you? Matter of fact, if you're doing something good with good intentions, this should be a great thing. So coming from someone who's been in your shoes, just know, if people are doing what you're doing after they see what you're doing is working for you, you're doing something right. Don't allow this to get you upset. This is the name of the game.
So yeah, that's all cool and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not here to hate or anything like that. I mean, if that's how he wants to make his money or whatever, he's doing a great job of it. He got 9 million followers on Instagram. He's making money off of that. He's making money with his online training and all that other stuff. I'm just of the mindset of I just couldn't do it. And that's cool. Everything ain't for everybody, and that's how it should be. But you know, you got people who want attention, they want fame, they want money and stuff, so they'll do anything to get it, and they'll imitate the people who are in those positions to get it. But that just ain't me. I believe in being as authentic as you possibly can, and being authentic is not perfect. It's not perfection. There's no perfection behind authenticity, and that's something that I couldn't do. And me saying that is not to sit here and judge him or anything like that, because I'm cool with him doing whatever he want to. He doing his thing. He making his money. But that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the time to be sitting around putting the camera in different positions, showing myself brushing my teeth and all this other stuff. I've seen day in the life influencers going to the grocery store, having cameras in different angles of the grocery store, showing themselves picking up fruit, picking up meat, picking up whatever in the aisle, paying for their food and all that, going to the car, coming from the car. Like, this is too much. Like, you know, to each his own. To each his own. That ain't me. And I couldn't do it. But I'm more of a stronger minded person, that I know that this stuff isn't realistic, and that my path is different than their path, and so I shouldn't be trying to conduct myself like them or anything like that. But there's a lot of people out here that are trying to do the same thing and get caught up into it, particularly when you think about, you know, the working out aspect. You know, I've been going to the gym for over 10 years and working out and bodybuilding, lifting weights, whatever you want to call it, and stuff like that. And, you know, just focusing on that aspect of it, the physical aspect, the working out, bodybuilding type stuff, these people will sell you a dream, and you will get caught up into thinking that in 3 months, 6 months, or a year that your body can look like theirs, and that is not the case. It takes years to achieve the bodies that some of these fitness influencers have, and they won't tell you that. They won't tell you that because they won't make money off of that. They know that because that's how long it took them. That's how long it's taken me. Every year my body has looked different based off of how much work I've put in. And they will get you caught up, wrapped up into all of that, and you'll be chasing something for the rest of your life, and they won't give you the full information or the secret sauce. Because sometimes with those fitness influencers, the secret sauce is some sauce that they injecting into their body. And they won't tell you that. You know, there's a lot of trainers and fitness influencers out there that look amazing. They're great coaches, great trainers and stuff like that, got good programs and all that. But they look the way that they do because they're getting some extra enhancements, or they've been doing it for years and years and years. But they won't tell you that. They won't give you that advice, because then you won't buy their programs and stuff like that. And I'm not hating or anything like that. I'm just trying to give you the truth. I'm just trying to give you the real secret is you got to work for it. You got to put in the work. You got to do the best with the information that is given to you. And you can't just solely give your whole brain or your whole spirit, soul, or body to these people and think that you're going to look like them, because there's a lot of things involved. There's genetics, there's enhancements, there's supplements, there's your diet, all that stuff that is wrapped up into that they won't always give you the full information, because then you won't purchase their programs and stuff like that. You won't buy in to everything. And one of the funny things about the dude Ashton Hall and his day in the life and stuff like that is that his morning routine is that he was using a specific water brand, and it was Saratoga Still Natural Spring Water. And one of the things that I do follow a lot is water content, how safe is certain water brands and stuff like that. I follow certain people on social media that actually look this stuff up. And Saratoga Still Natural Spring Water is one of the worst waters you can drink. But he popping that joint in all his videos. Their stock has been rising. They've been making extra money off of it. And I'm sure he's making money off of it as well by being an influencer and promoting that water. But Saratoga Springs water got a 36 out of 100 rating. It has like 8 contaminants in it. It only has 2 ingredients. And you know what I'm saying? It's not a very good water. But yeah, this is the problem with following influencers and the things that they sell to you, and you not using your critical thinking skills to see if this stuff is really, you know what I'm saying, worth your time or not. And I'm going to finish. And I got 2 things to finish with this Ashton Hall situation. Like I said, I'm not hating. I'm just putting out this information. And like I said, I followed him initially for his workouts, but his content has changed now into selling a lifestyle. And it's just a lot of people that are just so hungry for, you know, having attention, being famous, and to be fit or whatever it is. And they'll get caught up into thinking that it's achievable based off of what that influencer is selling you. But I'm going to play this video of Ashton Hall and how he basically talked about how, you know, I don't even think this is the video. I think this is the wrong video. But there was a video, and I thought I had saved it. And he talked about how, you know, he talked about his plan on how, you know what I'm saying, he's where he is and how he makes the money that he makes. And never once in that video he talked about him working out or anything. He talked about him selling a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, going viral on social media and stuff. And he said his goal is to go viral every month. So he's basically was explaining how he chases going viral every month. And one thing I know about chasing something is you'll be chasing that crap for the rest of your life, whether it's you chasing money, you chasing love, you chasing affection, you chasing validation. You're going to be chasing it for the rest of your life because it is essential for you to feel good about yourself or to make, or to feel worthy or to feel validated or to feel as though that you have value or to keep your lifestyle up. But I'm going to play this video of Ashton Hall. I don't think this is the video. It might be, but who knows? I'm going to just play it anyway because I got it up. I got it up for a reason. Like I said, I'm still getting my bearings together. I'm still getting grounded. All right, let me pull it up.
I wish they told me that I didn't have to get a college degree to be successful, that I didn't need to go to the NFL to retire my moms. I wish they told me that I didn't need to do all the things I thought I needed to do to be successful in this life. All you need to do is learn how to solve people's problems. This is specifically for my online coaches out there. 2025, you need to realize you have to be on social media. If you're not pushing content on a day-to-day basis, what are you doing? People want to be you. It's literally not that hard, bro. Invest 2 hours a day into telling people how you got to where you're at. I've been doing this now for over 4 years, and we have made millions off of social media. So let me show you exactly what I did to make 7 figures as an online fitness coach. I got really, really good at one skill. I was posting content every single day, learning how to reach millions of people on the internet. I was tired, working 70 hours a week at LA Fitness. Every single day, super tired, but I was still getting my post up on a day-to-day basis. I found a way to reach a lot of people who were looking to get in shape. When I figured this out, I have more potential clients than LA Fitness. We got 1 million views in the last 30 days. We only get 2,000 check-ins a day at LA Fitness. There's 2 billion people on Instagram. 2 billion people on this app alone. Why are you still working your 9 to 5? Should I just bet on myself? Everyone's gonna think I'm crazy. What if I failed? Bro, I took a leap of faith. I left. I went from $5,000 a month at LA Fitness to $10,000 a month with in-person training. Then I realized I'm trading time for money. Okay, Ash, like it's cool. You're working, you're doing good, but you got followers, you're getting views. You're stuck in-person coaching. Maybe you should pull back from in-person coaching and you should go online. So this is what I did. I left in person. I was so scared. On month 2, I'm making $10,000 a month. My family's like, yo, Ash, like it worked. Stay where you're at. You're good, bro. You're tripping. Count your blessings. I said, no, this isn't good enough. There's way more potential online. It might be a risk, but I have to go fully in. And me, I'm not the type of guy where I'm going to do both. I'm doing one thing. I'm going all in at one thing. Very loyal. This is who I am. I left in-person training. The first month I went online, I kid you not, true freaking story. I went from $10,000 per month to $20,000 the first month. $20,000. I had one person helping me. It was me, my assistant, and we were closing the deals and taking care of the clients. After that, we started bragging about the results. We went from $20,000. The next month, we did $38,000 in 1 month. And now we do multiple 6 figures per month. I say this.
I'm not difficult to work with.
You get the point. So, like I'm saying, I'm not mad at anything that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He found what works for him. He found the system to make money and all that other stuff. That is cool. That is great. You know what I'm saying? Congrats to him. I'm just more focused on the people who think that this is actually realistic for them. Everybody isn't meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody isn't meant to quit their 9 to 5. Everybody doesn't have the drive, the discipline, the motivation to do what he did. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be aware of people trying to sell you this and stuff like that. But kudos to him. Like, it's a lot of people out there that has been hating on him. Like I said, people who've been making comedic videos. Like, you can see them Jones all over social media and stuff like that. People making videos of his morning routine and stuff like that. Personally, I think the morning routine is fake. That's not really what he does. I can bet money on that. But he's selling it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Physically, you know what I'm saying? He puts in the work. You know what I'm saying? His physical aesthetics speak for themselves. That's why I started following him, because his workouts, I liked his workouts. I thought that his workouts was really good. My experience in the gym and stuff like that, I looked at it like, yeah, this is a dude who's serious about working out and stuff like that. So I followed him, but he don't even do that no more. Just in that video, you can hear that he don't even care about personal training. He's selling his lifestyle to people who want to be coaches. You know what I'm saying? And I need to find that video of him when he was talking about how he wants to go viral. His goal is to go viral. I thought I had saved that Joan, and let me see if I can. Damn, I think this is, but I don't even want to waste y'all time. But yeah, it is a video of him. He was saying that his goal is to go viral every month, and that's like, you know what I'm saying, me doing content creation as long as I've been doing it or whatever. It is hard to go viral. It is difficult to go viral. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of consistency and stuff like that. Even doing it by myself and doing it with the group podcast when I was doing it back then, it takes a lot of work. And that's just not something that is sustainable for everybody, particularly when they got their own lives, their jobs and stuff like that. Or if you working with people that is not on the same page as you. So it can be a lot. But yeah, last thing on Ashton Hall. Like I said, it's really been people out here hating on him. And I told you about the water. People came out and was making videos about how the water wasn't that special. It's not good water. And I looked that up because, you know what I'm saying, I pride myself on trying to drink the best water I can for my budget. My budget. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna spend no $3, $4, $5 on one bottle of water. I try to find the best water I can for my budget. And I found that for my budget. But one of the videos that I recently came across on the whole subject of Ashton Hall was crazy. I'm like people just piggybacking off of the chef stuff, people will go out their way to hate on you or to find anything negative so they can go viral and get attention themselves. So Ashton Hall, when he was doing his morning routine, he was doing it in his condo that he stays in Miami. This dude on social media went crazy into his history, Ashton Hall's history. And I'm going to play the video for you. People got too much time on their hands on trying to make somebody look bad.
Of an eviction case has gone viral today showing the defendant as Ashton Hall, the man in the video, and it started to lay out his age, his race, his height, his weight, and then even listed his apartment address, which people didn't really think was true until they went to look at the Zillow listing. And when you look up the address that is listed in the case document, it takes you to this apartment right here in Miami, Florida, renting at $17,000 a month. And with the listing photos, we can match these up exactly to Ashton Hall's video. So here is the living room, the door he's about to go out to onto the balcony. And this is the same living room.
So you see that he making money, $17,000 a month for a condo that he's renting, not buying, not that he bought, he purchased, but that he's renting. Not no mortgage on it, that he's renting. So, yeah. But you see that people will go out their way to hate on you and to find anything negative about you. But that these days that we live in, that's a good thing. Like before social media, you wouldn't really know if somebody didn't like you that you didn't know unless they came right up to you and said it. But these days with social media, if somebody don't like you that you don't know, they will go deep into, they will be a stalker to your life and to your history and find something to make you look bad in order to make them look good. It's a lot of jealous ass people out here, hating ass people out here. But let me finish the video.
With the same balcony right here. Here is one of the two balconies that he would be working out on. Here's the screenshot of him on one of those two balconies where he was doing his workout with his Saratoga water. And you may be saying that those pictures do not match up 100%. Well, the real kicker is when he leaves his apartment, he puts his phone outside to show him leaving his door. And this door the apartment happened to put in the listing matches exactly. And this is it. This is the door right here. You can see the same green reflection of the exit sign, the same lock, the same peephole. This was his apartment. Apparently, the whole reason for the eviction was that sometime after the tenant took possession, he or someone acting as him improperly cloned the key fob, providing access to the common elements and condo property.
So this Bama made this whole video for it to not really even matter. Like he created this video to make it seem like the Bama wasn't really making the money that he was making, that Ashton Hall wasn't really making the money that he was making, and that he got evicted because of that. The Bama got evicted because he violated a rule on the list. Like, so you did all of that what was you trying to prove? It's like, I would see if you was trying to make this video to prove that the Bama Ashton Hall wasn't really making the money that he was making, that he couldn't afford the condo. But you made this video just for it to end up him just being evicted because he violated something in the lease. Come on now. See, this tells you how people will hate on you and you don't even know them. It's just a crazy world we live in today with this social media crap. And people just want attention. People want attention. They want a validation. They want to be famous. They want money, whatever. And like, this Bama wasted his time. What's funny is, you know what I'm saying, all these people making these comedic videos about Ashton Hall, and then, you know, the reaction videos and stuff, people saying that he corny. He can be corny. He cannot be cool in y'all definition or whatever like that. But y'all literally fueling him and bigging him up, giving him promotion, putting more money in his pockets. So, like, people don't even understand what they doing. Like, you can hate on somebody. People want to get famous. They want to go viral so bad to the point where they actually marketing for the person that they're hating on. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, like I said, I'm not hating on Ashton Hall. I still follow him. I hope he goes back to more of his, you know what I'm saying, workout videos and stuff like that. I'm not mad at him with his business model or whatever. It has worked for him. This dude is an ordinary fitness influencer that has 9 million followers on Instagram. And he has millions of followers on all the other social media platforms. So kudos to him, whether y'all think he corny or not. That's his path. That's his path. That's what God set him on. And salute to him. I'm not going to hate on him. So, moving along, I came across this video. I haven't even watched this video yet. Let me rewind a little bit. Let me rewind a little bit. So yeah, just not specifically on Ashton Hall, but just that whole conversation period. You know, people, you know, talking about him being corny and stuff like that. And, you know, I've been seeing people say, you know, before social media, excuse me, you had to be cool in real life and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Social media has made a lot of people popular and cool and stuff like that who aren't really authentic. And like I said already, I believe in authenticity. And I just look at it like, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of people out here that are so starved or thirsty for fame, validation, value, worth, money, and all that other stuff that they aren't really being who God created them to be. You know what I'm saying? Because they see people creating a persona. They see people creating an aesthetic, a personality, a quote unquote vibe to go viral or to sell a product. I was just sitting there thinking, like, you know what I'm saying, the way society is today, we're moving further and further away from God and conforming more to the world being social media. That's just an extension of the real world. Social media is the quote unquote AI world, the artificial intelligence of the world. Like, it's to the point now where, you know what I'm saying, they creating all these robots, this artificial intelligence, Chat GPT, the Grok on X, Twitter, all that stuff like that you ain't even got to do all that, because people are becoming the artificial intelligence. People got their artificial lifestyles, their artificial personalities, their artificial vibes, their artificial bodies, shit, artificial bodies. Like, we don't need to be creating these softwares or these robots and stuff, because people are doing it for themselves. People are becoming the artificial intelligence of the world, of the social media world. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point you got the real world, and then you got the social media world, and everybody is living in that social media world, and they're moving. You got God, you got real world, and you got social media world. It used to be people separating or conforming to the real world, separating themselves from God. Now they're separating themselves from the real world to the artificial world, the social media and stuff. We're moving even further away from God, from, you know what I'm saying, the higher power or your creator, whatever you call them, whatever, you know what I'm saying, religious or spiritual thing you believe in. It's just getting crazy out here, man. It's crazy. I wish Bernie Mac was still alive, because I would love to hear what he would say about these type of things. So, moving on. I'm moving on for real this time. All right. So, where I'm at right here. All right. Now, this video right here, I didn't even listen to it because I wanted it to be a surprise to even myself on the show. So, this is actor Malik Yoba. He's announcing he's no longer a black man or a person of color, and reveals he now prefers to be called a quote-unquote non-white man. So let's see what this is about.
So, what's up, America? I decided that I'm no longer a black man, no longer a person of color, BIPOC, none of that shit. What I am is a non-white man. And I think we should all just start calling ourselves non-white. So, they're gonna have to figure it out. I'll just say that shit explicitly. No DEI, no BIPOC, no references to our blackness. So we just all walk around like, I'm not a black man, I'm a non-white man. I'm a non-white woman. I'm a non-white, all of us. Asians, Latinos, black people, everybody. Call it what it is. I'm just non-white. And let them rebuke that. Let them refute it. Let them come up with something that just says, we like all non-whites. Excuse me. We don't like all non-whites.
So, okay. This is interesting. I'm gonna just start with the first thing that's on my mind. Why is black people, I'm just gonna speak for black people, quote unquote black people. Why do we are so obsessed with whiteness, with whiteness in America, that we're just so obsessed to the point where we think that whiteness is greater than our blackness. because we correlate, or we position everything, or we put a standard to everything based off of whiteness. And this is why I say time and time again, Black people, Black Americans, we have a severe mental illness where, because we are so caught up into thinking that white is right, white is better. So we always want to be in the room rubbing elbows with them. Our beauty standards got to be up to their par. Our success got to be up to their par. Our money got to be up to their par. Like, we worship. This is why we are in the state that we in. I didn't know that this episode was going to be so damn religious. But we're in the position that we are in because we ain't worshiping God. We worshiping white people. We are so effed up in the head that we totally believe that white people are better than us and that they are our gods, that we got to live up to everything that is of whiteness. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm moving on from Malik Yoba and this nonsense. But this is the problem with the state of the country, the world that we're in today. And I'm going to just stick with the country. That we just so focused on labels as opposed to our individuality. We are so brainwashed that we think that the collective is more important than the individual. So we will brand or build our personality around a collective as opposed to the actual individuality. And that's why we chasing this collective of whiteness. White people ain't no better than any other people. They got issues, they got flaws, they got negativity. Shit, we know this. We know the whole, this is what boggles my mind. We know the whole structure of the United States of America was behind violence, negativity, rape, torture. I can't even describe it because I wasn't there. But you can get an idea of it. But we would still sit here and act like the whiteness is right. White is right. That whiteness is the standard to uphold yourself to. It is crazy. Crazy. Straight crazy. That's all I'm going to give to that. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the basketball player. We got to keep that specific these days. Michael Jordan, the basketball player. He recently opened up another free health clinic. But you don't never hear any news about that. You'll hear the news about his son sniffing that cocaine. But you won't hear about Michael Jordan opening up these free health clinics. And I believe this is like the fourth one that he's opened up. So make sure you look that up. Michael Jordan, the basketball player, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, opened up a free health clinic. Free health clinic. But you don't hear no news on that, no coverage on that, but you will hear all the negative stuff. This is the world we live in today. Negativity, gossip, all that stuff is higher up on the list than, the stuff that matters. Let me play this funny clip real quick. I got a funny clip. All right, let me get my phone. I dropped my phone for y'all watching on YouTube. Y'all saw that. But let me pick up this phone. All right. Where's the video? Here it go right here. This should be funny to you. This should be funny. It's only a couple of seconds. Here we go.
The same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slower, even when we're following the diet than our white women counterparts. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same. The same diet.
Okay. So that video was about diets are racist because black women don't lose the same weight as white women when following the same diet. Interesting. Do I have a take on it? Yeah, I have a take. Do I want to give it? I don't know. I don't know if I want to give that take on it. In the United States, we are the most obese out of the whole world. The whole world. Now, I don't know these numbers for real. I don't know it, the exact numbers, but I'm going to assume that the black community is the most obese out of all of the people in the United States. Just based off of, my experience of being a black person and our eating habits. Do I feel diets are racist? No, I don't, because you shouldn't be focused on the diet. Being focused on the diet will always lead you down the wrong road. It should be a lifestyle, Your lifestyle should be healthy, not your diet being healthy, because diets only last for so long. Lifestyles last for a lifetime. And I feel as though that I should just leave it at that. Oh man. Where I'm going to go next. Let me go right here. Since this is what's calling me. It be calling me. So, Felicia Rashad was on the Breakfast Club looking like my mother. For as long as I've been alive, people have always said my mom looked like Felicia Rashad. And when I saw this video, I was like, damn, she looked just like my mother. So Felicia Rashad was on the Breakfast Club, but this particular clip stood out to me. So I'm going to play it. It says Felicia Rashad on today's fashion trends revealing too much. So it's getting hot. It's getting warm.
No, I shouldn't have wore some other pants.
You got your
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about elbow, shoulder.
All right, let me accidentally. All right, here we go. Let me start it up again.
The young ladies just.
Let me start it up again. All right, here we go. I had some technical difficulties. It's still Mercury retrograde, so you know what I'm saying. You gotta give me grace there.
You know, you came up in an era, Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything.
See,
you ever look
keyword
at how wild
grace.
Hollywood is now, and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, I don't even have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress. No, I shouldn't have worn some other pants.
You got your ass
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about elbow, shoulder over here. You want my coat? The young ladies are so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And something has happened in popular culture. You know, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. Boo. That's what he said.
That's right. But not only that, it's like there's today's designers. I mean, there's ways. There are other things, and
Leave something to the imagination.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Oh man. So yeah, these college campuses, outrageous. These young girls be just weighing, like I said, the mentorship group or whatever is on a college campus. So I've seen certain things. I mean, shit, I see it all the damn time. Social media, on the streets, period. Like, these young girls are wilding out. And I'm going to just be straight up. Their bodies ain't together. These young girls look like they've had 2, 3, 4, 5 kids and wearing just skimpy clothes crazy. But what happened is that social media, these chicks on social media are selling prostitution. A lot of these chicks on social media, a lot of these chicks that's popular on social media are hoeing. Let's be for real. They hoeing, they prostituting, and that's what they're selling. Some of them are porn stars, former porn stars, and that's what they selling. They making money off of it. OnlyFans, all that stuff. That is the trend these days. I mean, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it because that's what it is. And a lot of these, and this goes all ties into the influencer stuff. What is being sold to you to be popular, to get attention, to be validated, to make money and all that other stuff. They're selling you stuff. And when it comes to these women on social media, they're selling prostitution. These chicks are prostitutes. And they're selling you prostitution under the disguise of being a bad bee. That's just what it is. That's one of the dangers of social media and having these young adults that don't have good examples, positive role models in their lives, whether it be their parents, aunties, uncles, whatever, that they think that this is the norm, that they think that this is right, that they think that this is normal. Phylicia Rashad is right. Ain't no real man want his lady to be wearing that stuff. And we can all sit here and talk about that gray area where dudes love to look at it. Of course, we're going to look at it if it's all in front of our face. We are men. That's like putting a gazelle in front of a lion. If it's in front of us, of course we're going to look. Of course we're going to be attracted because that is of our nature. A lion just ain't going to let no gazelle walk past him without attacking it and eating it. But at the same time, there's always that gray area. This is not a black and white situation. Y'all know that I don't believe in that black and white shit. I believe in that gray area. You got your dudes that love for their women to look that way because they have ego issues, they have insecurity issues. They like to be validated. They like to show off. That gives them some type of entitlement or, you know what I'm saying, it bigs up their ego. But then there's other dudes that like their women to be classy, not showing all the assy. That's a modern reference for y'all that don't know. So, yeah, it's crazy out here. And one of the interesting things about it is that you have a lot of, like, over the past few years, the thing about the way women look, and I talked about it on the last podcast about how it's a lot of women out here that look like women, but they aren't feminine in their personality and the way that they act and stuff like that. But a lot of women has taken up the aesthetic or the look of female impersonators. Let's be for real. Let's not sugarcoat this. Let's not lie. The big thing right now for a lot of these women who are getting the artificial work done on their bodies, they're taking up the look of female impersonators. We got to stop giving the attention and stop the admiration of these women who are giving this look of female impersonators and are selling prostitution. Like, come on now. I mean, because that's what it is. That's point blank period what it is. Point blank period what it is. It's just a sad thing out here. Sad thing. I'm gonna end off the show with this. This is my last thing. We're gonna talk about some pastors. Some pastors. It's been some interesting thing going on with pastors, and I'm gonna piggyback to last episode when I talked about how I wanted to get my relationship with God right. I wanted to get more closer to God, my connection to God stronger. And over the past last year, over the past year or so, I was, going to church. I wasn't going to my home church. I was going to another church and, just trying to get back into going to church and getting a different experience and stuff like that. And I stopped going when I started seeing that the message wasn't about God's word. It started to become about Joe Biden and Donald Trump and the political stuff and all that stuff. Like, I don't care about that. That's not what I'm coming to church for. If I want to hear about political stuff or whatever, I can watch CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Associated Press, whatever. I don't come to church for that. I come to church for God's word. I want to learn. I want to be able to, get my relationship closer to God. I want to be able to hear his word so I can get through difficult situations, get through negative, emotions, mental attacks and stuff like that. Not to hear about Donald Trump and your liberal views and all that other bullshit. So, two situations that have recently come up on social media. Now, there's the first one that I'm going to play for you is Pastor Jamal Bryant. I've talked about him before on the show, and he's been in the news plenty of times before for his off-the-wall stuff that he does in his personal life that doesn't correlate or resonate with him being a man of God or a pastor or a servant of God. So I've never had respect for Jamal Bryant. He used to be a pastor of a church in Baltimore, and it got so bad with the stuff that he was doing. He was having extramarital affairs. He allegedly got a woman pregnant in the church outside of his marriage and stuff like that, to the point where they kicked him out of the church and kicked him out of Baltimore. And now he's in Atlanta and stuff like that. So let me play this clip. And this is just an example of what I'm already talking about, of how a lot of pastors, particularly black pastors with their liberal views, and this is why I say, and how what Malcolm X was saying 40, 50 years ago is still true to this day, about how black liberals or liberals period are some of the dangerous people in the world, and how black people are political chumps, are politically ignorant. And just from my point of view, how are you pushing this in the pulpit, and you supposed to be preaching God's word and teaching people and leading them to God, and you so focused on trying to go viral as a pastor and trying to get social media famous and all this other stuff. So let me play the clip.
For the Tesla dealerships that got to close because they lost $900 billion since December because they forgot it ain't electricity, it's people that power this nation. I feel bad for them. A little bit. Until I remember the words of that black sister with cornrows. Until you do right by me, nothing you do is gonna work. I tried to feel bad.
And I wish I saved the clip because I saw a clip a while ago when he was in the pulpit and he was calling black people who aren't Democrats or who voted for Trump or who didn't support Kamala slaves or some shit like that. I think that's what it was. But like, this is the foolery that is going on in the black church. And this is why black people are continuously behind and that we will never move forward because we don't have the right leaders. But it is not just the blame of the black pastors or the black leaders. It's the blame of the people who are following behind these people as well, because they don't have critical thinking skills. They aren't strong enough to question or challenge the things that is being sold or said to them. Because there's no way I'm sitting up in the church and I'm coming here for the word of God and you talking about Elon Musk and his Teslas, or you calling black people slaves that don't agree with you politically. We here for God and religion and spirituality and our soul, not for no damn politics. But Jamal Bryant is the type of dude who wants to go viral, who caters to black women, and let's be real, black women are the sole main supporters of the Democrats, and the Democrats don't do nothing for us. And I will preface this once again by saying I'm not no damn Republican. I ain't no Republican or Democrat. I'm a independent. I got a mind of my own, and I'm not falling into the trap of them trying to sell some bullshit that they normally do. And this is what continuously goes on in these black churches. These black pastors, a lot of them, particularly the big ones, are being paid by the Democrats or the liberals to sell these messages to y'all. They just as brainwashed as y'all are in the sitting in the pews. But he ain't the only one. He ain't the only black pastor that's doing bullshit, that's on that bullshit. And this is why when I was going to church, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get my relationship right or whatever, that I stopped going because I don't want to hear this bullshit. That's why I said, like, I've been part of the church ever since I was a kid. My family is, my great-grandfather was a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor. My brother is a pastor. My mentor is a pastor. So this ain't nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? I've always been, ever since I was a little kid, the type to challenge or to ask questions, and not challenge in a bad way, but just want to know further. I'm curious. I'm inquisitive. And I was of the mindset of being in the church all my life is that I don't need church no more. I'm more focused on getting into the word, getting the Bible study, so I can have that word as a part of myself, as a, you know what I'm saying, as they say, the armor. I want to have that armor on me to protect me from, you know, the world. And it's just so many pastors just doing that bullshit. And we just, black people, man, I love us. But then I just be like, bro, what is we doing, man? What is we doing? So I'm going to play this last clip. This is Marvin Sapp. He recently went viral on social media because he was asking his congregation for $40,000. And he told the ushers or the people who work in the church or whatever to lock the doors until they get that $40,000. So I'm going to play the clip. All right, let me get it together. Let me get the clip together.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap, that's swag. I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket. Shh. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able.
All right, that's the gist of it. It was about to end anyway. But yeah. Closed the doors to the church, wasn't letting people go until he got that money. So, yeah, this is what has been going on in the black church for a while. So, I don't know. It's like sometimes you can't tell the difference from a black pastor and a politician when they be asking for that money, boy. But it went viral, and he came out and he responded to it, and it was actually an old clip from what they saying. And let me pull up his response. It says Marvin Sapp responds to resurfaced footage asking church ushers to close the doors while asking the congregation for $40K. Quote, "This has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was never my intent. It says, his response, let's add context to the clip on social media. Recently, a clip has gone viral of me challenging 2,000 individuals virtually and in person to plant a seed of $20 during the international gathering held at a convention center with over 4,000 people in attendance that evening, plus virtual viewers. In that same moment, I also challenged leadership to lead by example by sowing $100. That evening, I personally gave much more. Some have taken issue with a particular moment when I instructed the ushers rather firmly to close the doors during the offering. Rather firmly. To those unfamiliar with the church context or who may not regularly attend worship gatherings, this has been misinterpreted as holding people hostage as well as offensive. That was never my intent. The truth is, when finances are being received in any worship gathering, it is one of the most vulnerable and exposed times for both the finance and security teams. Movement during the sacred exchange can be distracting at times and even risky. Come on now. He's trying to say this is a damn security. Oh, my goodness. My directive was not about control. It was about creating a safe, focused, and reverent environment for those choosing to give and for those handling the resources. Unfortunately, in this social media age, snippets are easily shared without context, which is true. I agree with him there. And assumptions are quickly made without understanding the full picture. Conferences have budgets, churches have budgets, and people have budgets. As the assigned ministerial gift for this international gathering, and one of my responsibilities was to help raise the conference budget. That's not manipulation, it's stewardship. That's all cool. You can have a budget and all that other stuff, but tithing is, you can have what tithing is supposed to be from the heart. That's what I've always have known tithing to be, from the heart. What you can give. You cannot be pressing people to give you a certain amount. I'm just thinking about it now. I forgot to pay my barber today. I'm going to have to pay my barber when I finish the show. Hopefully I don't forget again. He usually texts me when I forget, but I need to pay my barber. Now allow me to give you some biblical context, not opinion, not tradition, but scripture. And this is one of the things that I have a problem with when it comes to Bible thumpers, is they find the scripture for everything that validates or pushes whatever they need to get their message across. So I'll just read it. In 1 Chronicles 29, we find a powerful moment where David, preparing for the building of the temple, challenges the people to give. He starts by giving of his own treasure over and above what he had already set aside. Then he calls on the leaders to do the same. What happened next? The people gave willingly and generously. That's the key. Willingly. Not you closing the doors. David didn't close the damn doors and then let them leave until they gave with the amount that he was asking. And that's not what God is looking for. Willingly and generously. In fact, they gave so much that a record was kept of each gift, and ultimately David had to tell the people to stop giving because the need had been exceeded. They gave from their own heart, not because David said, close the doors and we need $40,000 before y'all leave. And y'all can't eat because that's all y'all going to do once y'all leave anyway, is go to the restaurant and eat. So y'all need to give me money instead of going to eat. The Bible says they gave gold, silver, bronze, iron, and precious stones. Specific amounts were recorded not because God needed their money, but because the people needed to show their commitment to the vision, and because stewardship demands accountability. So when someone challenges people to give a specific amount, it is not unbiblical. It is not manipulation. It is in order. It is consistent with Scripture. David then from what he's saying, David didn't ask for a specific amount. Back to his defense. But here's the tension. People's traditions often conflict with biblical truth. That's why Jesus himself said the traditions of men make the word of God of no effect. You can twist scripture all you want all day long to fit your narrative. We know this based off of slavery. Back to his response. So yes, you saw a moment, but I invite you to understand the movement behind it. I felt it was necessary to provide context to this clip, and I hope you'll share this explanation with the same passion and speed that the original clip was shared. Honor, clarity, and truth are what I owe to people, and I'll always provide that. So yeah, you got his explanation, and you can take whatever you want from it. I don't agree with the bullshit. I just don't. I mean, it is yeah. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. It's been a great episode. I've enjoyed, speaking, putting this together, responding, reacting, all that good stuff. Make sure you like. That brings more attention to the shows on all platforms. If you ain't subscribed, make sure you do that. Make sure you download. Make sure you comment, all that good stuff. Share. Excuse me. Never burp. I appreciate you. This has been a Taste to Consider podcast. I'm your host, Derek Silver, and I will be back soon. Let's go.